Hi everyone. Good to see you all together. And first of all, I appreciate all of you to be here, especially in the weekend for a design event. Literally, I give a very big hands up for all of you. And okay, I am Keerthi. I'm a product designer and specialized in design system. Uh, Literally, I spend lots of years in the design system, and I'm an award young jury since 2021, and recently I got an award for my own website. And if you see my website in the web, now it's not hosted, it's unhosted for some other reasons. But I will be back with my own new portfolio again. And okay, first of all, I have a very good question for all of you. How many of you heard about the word design system? Design system, okay, whoever not aware about the word design system, that's completely fine. This is actually a system that help to maintain a product in a more consistent experience. And at the same time, what's about the designers and developers? So actually, it make the work easy for designers and developers as well, not to do the repetitive task, starting everything from the scratch. It will not happen anyway if you have design system. So, and so, what about AI is happening in the design system? Okay, as a designer, as a developer, okay, as from the user side of the design system, they feel it's a helping tool. They can make their own work easy in their day to day life. But if you ever think about what about the creator of the design system? So, their life is typically very tedious. You can't imagine because they have to move every single pixel every time. They have to maintain a lot because if they make any changes, it will affect your designs, your code and everything. So they need to be conscious a lot. So that kind of they maybe feel like they are in the high pressure, under high pressure. So we would like to make their job easy. That's where AI will play in the design system. So but before dive in, so what's about their story of design system today? I know there will be always love story and hate story in the story. I mean, especially in the design system. So, love side, it's feel like it will save lots of time. We can focus on our primary work. Even our work get wrap up yearly. We can go out for anywhere, right? But if it is, what's about the hate story? Every team have a design system, but no one use it most of the time. They will try to ignore because many reasons will be there. I can't able to list. It's a very long list. And there will be always, how many of you create button as a component as your first creating the design system? Good. I know. Button is the targeting component and we always corner the button. And I know in many of the design system buttons have a more and more variants. Like we can't imagine. We would like to explore a lot, but no one knows which button needs to be where and which button we need to use as well. And at the same time, the maintenance rates, it's hell. And if it is a very big organization, for example, it's very hard to understand who is taking care of which thing. It's very unclear most of the time. And I know designers and developers are always be like a lovable couple, but they didn't speak the same language. They are like oil and water. They feel like together, but they are not together. So, and most of the time, we want to be updated as a person, as a designer, as a developer. So, we want our design system needs to be updated. But what happen if you want to update something? We have to spend lots of time for that. Like literally, it's more than 5 hours. It's depend on the component complexity. I agree with you, but it will happen. So, whatever the things I personally feel, whenever I would like to change something in the design system, especially any little style or little component, it always feel like a whack-a-mole game. Like if I solve something, it will arise two, three things. If I solve that two, three things, it will again raise another 5 to 10 things. So it's feel like a kind of a very nightmare. So what is if we have higher AI in our design system team? Please have a seat for the AI in our design system team. So let's imagine as a design system designer, like I literally do lots of things manually, like naming tokens, writing docs, pull request, reviewing, and managing design system versioning steps. creating component variants, casting consistency, ensuring that steps, and manual accessibility check. It's like a very small list I gave you, but it's actually a very big list in the reality. So if AI come into this picture, so it will actually automate many steps. It's like a assistive person for us. We can imagine it's like AI suggests some good names for our name, not a good name. It's kind of a naming structure. It will suggest for our tokens, and it will generate docs. It will do all these things. Like it will automate everything. But are we really ready for the AI in the design system? Do you guys think where are we in the design system as per the perspective of AI? We are in the stone age. Literally, we are in the stage of not exploring anything in the design system because we see Figma, many tools exploring lot to generate a design, but no one is there to maintain a design system, or no one is should have a try to make things easier in the perspective of design system as from the AI side. So I think there is a tool called Supernova, and recently 2024 they conducted a survey about is the organizations are ready for the AI, especially introducing it into the design system. So most of the organization, around 53%, said we are not ready. How we can able to be ready, because already system is too complex. So if AI come into the picture, it will be even more complex, right? So but what's the cause behind that? Why they didn't feel they can't adapt to the AI into the design system? So there are the major four concerns. First thing would be security and the privacy concerns is the top percentage. Second thing will be lack of awareness. I also agree, because initially when I heard about AI in many places, I also feel okay, what is this going to happen in the design system? I also doesn't have any aware about that at that time. And most of them less skilled person and budget constraints. Okay. But still we have 47% to get have a hope, to have an interest and curious to work on the design system, especially from AI side. So in that report, they said these are the four categories still that 47% of people would like to explore on that. First thing will be documentation, content generation, and personalization. It's because most of the people feel very tedious when creating document or maintaining anything. And design consistency and validation, then automated component generation and design to code generation, and finally accessibility optimization. These are the steps we are doing it a regular basis. Like if you are going into the YouTube and search for the design system, no one tell what is actually the design system. Always you will get ended up with how to create a component with a different type of variants. So okay, let's come into this thing. Okay, what's about designers and AI into the design system? So, how many of you heard about this tool Motif? Good, good number, good number. I also would like to feel bad for Figma for this, because most of the people would expect Figma would be here to adapt that AI related stuff, but somehow Motif get this place because this is the very first tool exploring the AI stuff for the design system side. So it's actually do three main things. First thing will be it will create the entire design system for you, and second thing will be maintenance. Third thing will be the consistency checker kind of the way. So I think I don't want to spend lots of time on speaking. So let's get into the demo. Uh, okay. Okay, thing is visible. So if you see in this page, okay, I am sure, pretty sure it's feel like a Figma, but it's Motif actually. So I actually imported a set of pages, like maybe you can see it as a Telegram design actually, full of all the chat screens and everything. If you see anything, there is no kind of any styles are applied, nothing is applied. It's like when we start to explore any designs in the early stage, we should not focus on the design system or anything. We should focus on the choosing the colors, I mean, solving the problems. We will pretty focus on the user flows only. So after we get into some shapes, what we need is design system, right? So here is the flow. What we need to do was, it will help you. First thing is, okay, I have a design, I need a design system. I am not going to spend much time. So just there are three options. First thing, we don't have design system. So first create the design system. So when I click AI design system creator, so it will show what file you would like to create I mean, which file you need to recognize, and then you need to create a design system. So I need a design system for Telegram USD to scan and get the design system for that. So it will take some time. So I already did this recognizing stuff. So what it will actually generate was, it's literally insane, I feel, because it's a kind of a recognition results. Like it will show what are the all the different colors, what are the all the different typographics. One second. Typographic effects, icons, whatever the we see like chat icons, everything it will get. It's literally like a interface inventory you can get. Like it will scan your entire file and segregate based on the categories like colors, typography, batches, list, tabs, tags, different set of things. So here we will have a question. We don't have a clarity, right? For example, if we take this particular uh, pop-up, we don't know where we used, because maybe if in case more than three designers worked in the particular design, we don't know where that pop-up is used, right? So it will show you how many times it's used in your system. I mean, in your design, it will show. It's like it shows as of now it's only one time. So if I click this search bar, it will show you where it is actually used. So this is actually a very great starting point, because as a design system designer, like most of the time we will spend lots of time on auditing the entire product. So it will actually save that time. It will audit the entire system, and it will give you the entire interface inventory stuff. So this will help to get started with the design system. And one more thing, it will not create any component or styles. It will only display you all of the possibilities and everything. It will give you full power to you. I think they have the mindset like AI should not take over all the stuffs. Decision should be taken by human, and designers, developers, we can consider. So first thing was done. Like we have an interface inventory. After, if in case we created a design system based on that, next thing will be maintenance, right? So, but I can't able to demo the maintenance here. But instead, I will show you the video how it will looks when it comes to maintenance. One second, create. Yeah, here is the maintenance. So, and I have to tell the reason why I can't able to show the demo was, it's actually in the paid version. You can't able to create a design system and publish it until you have the paid version. That's why without design system, I can't able to maintain a design system. That's why I will show it as a chip of video. So this is the design system maintainer. That's the second option it will show. So once they chose this AI design system maintainer, we need to choose what are the files we need to maintain, and it will start to recognize, and it will tell you what are the different components apart from our current design system we have, like new component found and current design system. It will give you the entire picture of every single component, what we have, what we are come up with the new things in the design. And the last thing will be the consistency check. So this is also a kind of a audit, but we can't able to do it very regularly. For example, after we done with the feature work, we can't able to find, okay, how many styles or component they are properly used from the design system or not currently. They have some plugins, I agree, in Figma we have some plugins, but we don't have any native support for that. So here they are introduced with the tool called AI consistency checker. So once you run it, it will show you what are the different things you are not still yet used with this the styles. So what it will do was, it will not only it will show you the um, kind of the styles you missed only, it will show you the way as well. You can replace the styles as well. So it will not ended up within your wrong lane or something. It will help you as well. So you can change the color and it will replace. There is a replace all button if you notice. So it will replace in all other places. So I can hear your voice from your mind. We are the user of Figma. We can't able to move into the Motif. For that, I have another solution as well. What if ChatGPT plus design system? We should explore. We should conduct the experiment on behalf of ChatGPT because moving from Figma to Motifs sometimes, not sometimes, many times it's not possible. So I actually recently encountered with a problem in the design system. We actually rebrand the entire product. So we want a new color palette. At the time, every color palette tool have their own formula, own strategies, everything. So we would like to follow our own strategy. Like if we, for example, if I selected one particular color, I need to get a set of palettes from the light shade to dark shade. It's in the strategy of like placing a 10%, 20% opacity of white colors to get the light shade. And I need to place the black color 10%, 20%, 30% opacity to get the dark shade. So this is my color palette strategy. So I can't able to find a tool for that. So why not we create a tool with the chat GPT? We can. So this is the prompt. Oh, one second. Sorry. This is the prompt. Actually, I give it to that. Like I would like to create a color generator tool. Like I choose some Xcode. It because it's a tool, right? It needs to have I input as a text as well, and I need to give the color as well because every time I can't able to go to the Figma and search the hex code and give it here. Sometimes I need to explore, right? So this is our own place. We can do whatever we want. So whatever the things I want, I will give it as a prompt here. So this is what I get it from there. So as of now, for example, if this is my primary color, maybe then if I generate it, it will give all the hex code for light shade and dark shade. And at the same time, I'm prompted like I need to know the contrast value as well. And at the same time, I need to give the name as well, 100 to 900, everything. So eventually, we can explore it even more and make it even more user friendly as well. But this is just a kind of a exploration we can consider. So the second thing, typography generator. It's kind of I need a tool like I can able to choose different kind of typography. I mean, sorry, font, and or I can able to give my custom font, but I need to see the different scale of the font. Maybe sometimes I mostly use 4 pixel modular stuff. For example, I would like to see how it will be look for the open sans. I can immediately see how it is look, and at the same time, I can able to see the sample as well. So it's like I prompted here, I would like to build a typography generator tool. It should support 4 pixel grid system. I know most of the people are 8 pixel, but I am the fan of 4 pixel. And the input field I need to give, I can able to support both the things like from the open source thing as well, and I can able to choose the file as well. For example, if I chose a custom font, still I can able to see the different kind of font size and I mean line height, everything. It will show all of these things. So this is another exploration that we can do. Like this is typically kind of a person you can consider. You can tell the ChatGPT, him or her, whatever you feel. You can tell them like I need this kind of a support in my tools. I need this kind of the steps. You can add step by step. If you are giving all the things at one together, it may miss some features. But if you give it by step, it will gradually give you a output that what you are imagining in your mind. So the final thing will be the documentation. As a designer, if you are creating a documentation, it's not only for designer actually, it's for developers as well. But if you see from the developer side, they are creating documentation only for themselves, selfish. Designers, we need to create a documentation both for designers, developers, and at the same time other PMs, everyone. So it's feel like such a overwhelming process. And sometimes I feel inspired like why not material design have a very good documentation, right? Why don't we have a same kind of a structure? So at that time I will give a kind of okay, this is a very long prompt, ignore it. one second. Yeah. I will tell ChatGPT like I would like to give you a component name. You need to give a rough guidance. It's exactly look like a material design kind of the way. Even if you have a own documentation from the developer side, you can feed that documentation also to do. I mean to the ChatGPT. At least it will recognize some of the style of your some of your organization style writing. So just for content adaptation, you may consider. But this is just a starting point. You can explore in the different way. It will, as like in the material design, it will give you design token reference, anatomy, layout variations, states, spec guideline, accessibility, component API stuff. Actually, it will give you with the rough information. If I feed ChatGPT with the real information, it's feel like a real documentation kind of the way. So as a designer, it's better to start with something instead of blank canvas. So this is from designer side. I know from design side they are still way back in exploring AI inside of in the perspective of design system. I will tell you. In the end, I will give you a list of things what we can able to explore in the design system. So the next thing, developer and AI in the design system. I know most of the people will think design system is only for designers. I don't know. Maybe design system have the name in front, design only. That's maybe the reason. I don't know. But it's actually the combo of both people. Without developers, design system is just another UI library in your Figma. So, first thing, so these are all I'm going to show, I think, around 5 to 6 kind of things the developer can explore. It's a kind of a POC or research finding you may consider from the Bradford. Bradford is a founder of atomic design. Most of the people know. How many of you aware about atomic design or hear about? Good. Bradford have a very good fans, I guess. So first thing, so he actually come up with the 6 POC kind of research finding from his own thing. Because I'm a designer, I don't know that much of coding, so I am getting that research finding from that person. So this is component code generation first thing. So basically, for a developers, everyone creating the button, everyone is going to create the input field, text field. That behavior is not going to change anymore. But still, we are keep doing it regularly. For especially for the developers, it's feel very tedious one and not a recommended one. So it will actually automate everything. They are just right. I think okay. Just leave the demo, but they are just actually give a command only in the terminal, so it will generate actually the component code for them. So it will help to get started with them instead of doing everything from the scratch. It will give a rough component, so on the top they will do other changes like styles or some other behavior or interaction, they will do that. The next thing is the component translation. It's like write once, deploy anywhere. Component translation is typically like initially development team decided like okay we will start to work on the lit element kind of the field. But later some of the constraints came into them. Sometimes they need to translate every code into React, for example, something. So it's a very manual process and it's a very time taking as well. So if we use AI for that, it's like they will give some kind of a command for that, and it will automatically generate all the components from lit element to React component. It's just an instance, lit element to React component, but we can do it with anything. But one more disclaimer, this is just a POC kind of thing from the atomic design, but they didn't reveal about how they did it, what AI agent they used, any information they didn't reveal. I think we should wait for that until we will get that information. So initially it's in the lit element. After they do this particular stuff, they all the component will change it into the React component, and then the component testing and QA. Okay, I know unit testing is a very boring process because we need to write every single steps. Like if I click the accordion, did it open or not? That much level of small things we have to address. But in the very fast paced environment of every single company, it's very difficult to follow that unit testing. So why we need to do the unit testing? Let's give it to the AI. So It will do all the complete unit testing steps for every single component. So literally they are writing like, once again, it will ask you, would you like to write a test for it? They give it's like a batch. So it will generate a test for the batch component. Once again, I think that is loading for them as well. Writing batch test.ts. Okay, test.ts is generated. So see, this unit testing code was generated for that. And then accessibility review. I see design system is the great place for the accessibility, because if you want to push the accessibility into our product, I recommend a design system is the only way, because that is connected to the every place in the product. So in this concept, I mean in this context, like a accessibility review, initially we will do it in the very manual way, or we have some plugins or kind of any extensions will be there to do that accessibility review, but still it will produce only what are the faults you made in your product, like you didn't pause this particular thing, this color is not work, or this is not visible, kind of the way only. But this particular AI they explored is, it not only show you the past versus fail checklist, it's beyond that, it will show you like what you can take the steps for that. For example, it doesn't pause the color like AI. Okay, this is a universal example, I agree. But um, it will show you this contest. If you cross, then you will get this particular check mark, kind of the way it will tell you as well. And then, okay, did you guess what it is? Nobody like uttering it and nobody like reading it as well. Correct. Documentation. No one would like to write it. No one would like to read it, but somehow we need it. No other way. So it's a very important thing for a design system success. Did you have this experience before? Like we actually created the design system, but after 2 months, 3 months, we actually forgot how we built that system. Correct. We how we structure it, and we completely forgot. Even yeah, it's approved for both. I agree. It's for designers and developers as well. Both will forget everything. As a creator, we forgot everything. Then think about the user, how they will remember the behavior of everything. They also should definitely forget. That's why documentation will be there. Okay, this is what we did, kind of the way we can remember when we see it, and we can maintain it as well. Okay, that's a definitions of documentation we can consider. But let's dive into this context. So this is what actually do was, once again, they will type one particular thing here. Yeah, it will ask like what kind of web component you want to generate a documentation for. Once they give what kind of component, for example, batch, it will generate a documentation for the batch component. They just need to give a input only. I know from the development side only, the AI is doing very well for the design system. It's in the next level explorations, everything, whatever we see in the past porting. So finally, we would like to know what are the different type of wish list we have for AI in perspective of design system. So we saw some of the exploration, like whatever we have in the internet, whatever we have in the organization, everything. But we should know what are the things we can able to explore in the future. First thing will be smart component suggestion engine that we can try, and pattern recognition from live product. Pattern. How many of you hear about the pattern in design system? Good. Anybody else? Good. Good. That's okay. If you are not here about as well, that's completely fine. Pattern is the next stage of components. Maybe you can consider it's like um, a repetitive problem coming happening again and again throughout the product. So you will set up a solution for that particular thing. So that is actually the pattern. So for example, if Figma release any new feature or something, if you are wake up in the morning and open the Figma, first thing it will show a model view, right? It's a pattern. So like whenever they release feature, it's like a model view it will give and tell about all the release whatever they did. And once you are entered into that particular canvas, somewhere pop-up is arising, it will disturb us. It's actually the another pattern. So whenever anything introduced in the tool new, So they will give you a tour of that. So that is also a pattern. That is pattern. So uh, this is we need to manually go through the entire product and find the pattern. So that's where we need to come up with the pattern recognition kind of a way for the live product. And the third thing will be AI suggests new component based on the usage trend. That is also the good way. For example, in your Figma design, like if you are doing different kind of design, but somehow unconsciously we will use some particular design again and again, but it's not in the design system. So it will help you to give you the component suggestion. See, to the design system team maybe. See, this is the design repeatedly designers are using. You are a shitty guy. You didn't create the component for this. It you need to create it for that way. It will tell you. And then pattern usage analytics, like this is the another way from the patterns. Once it's recognized from it, how many times we okay consider it as a pattern, we should need to track, right, this pattern is still using in everywhere or not. So that usage analytics also will get. And token sync bot across platform and Dave handoff bot design to code specs. I think we have something for design to code spec as of now, but it needs to be eventually in better way as well. And then governance bot, I think this is the much needed one. As per the maintenance side, we need to do it everything manually. So we need a bot for that. I mean, bot for that to flag what are the things inconsistent throughout the product, and alert for the outdated docs component. I think this is most designers and developers will write, because we will use the outdated component. Then laterly in the design review or something, then only we came to know, oh, this is not the latest design. You need to update kind of the way. So if there is alert for that, that will save our life. So suggestion deprecated based on the usage. This is also the another way. We will create the design system and let it be like, okay, we I know we are once we created a different set of components, we are not in the favor of deprecating the component, but somehow that's why we did not keep track of the deprecation as well. Mostly we will keep track of like what is the component most used. We need to revamp that particular experience kind of the way only we will see. But we should keep eye on the deprecation as well, but we can't. That's why we need a suggestion for the deprecations as well, and feedback summarize for the design system task. So many people will talk about hours and hours in the Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, anything, but in the end we can't able to make anything everything whatever we discussed as into the task for the design system. So it's kind of a, I think it will summarize your conversation and will convert into the design system task. I think this we can do with the fig as well. Once we get the set of content from our meet links or something, we will give it into the fig and it will give convert into a Jira tickets, everything. But still we can improvise the experience. That's what I am trying to tell here. And accessibility and performance added, as like I earlier mentioned, color and contrast. I think most people hear about the color contrast and the alt text checker. And finally, legal or compliance board. It's more related to the accessibility, because different countries have a different kind of accessibility compliances for them, but no one knows what's the actual accessibility complaints for their own country or own system and everything. So we need a bot for that. Yeah, finally. Thank you. I think now everyone feels relaxed. Okay, finally this session ends.